Oh my god, my favorite song in the whole game. Sound of breaking glasses coming by light cutting through the room. Managed to move my weary body and aching head and see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was slowly rising up from the middle of the floor, in the middle of that form. Its appearance isn't much different from that of a human being, but something was different, clearly so. Power emanating from it transcended that of any human, or of any enemy I've faced in getting here. An awesome power that seems as if it would vaporize anyone it touches. Dust swirls within my body almost against my will. Save her! Your words are just speaking. That wasn't even on the hand. Oh, I should probably read this. She takes a hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand she grabbed becomes a sudden warmth and then a sharp pain, like I've been cut by a knife. On the back of my hand is still tattooed as a straight symbol that looks kind of like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark on my hand and the person standing before me. And then... it's back up. A noise brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I see that the effigy from before is still there, now in a fighting stance. I once in control, recalling my previous defeat at its hands. What an excitable master I have. Why are you so flustered? While I am by your side, I have no fear that you may lose your way. Remember that your victory is all that matters. My blade is the ultimate instrument. Even the muses themselves would bow before the sound it makes. Master, strike with my sword. Show me the extent of your abilities in this first battle. God dang it, I wish they had subtitles in the battling so I know what Saber's gonna say. Okay. Oh, it spams break at the end, that jerk. Yeah, get him! Oh, I love this attack. Woohoo! Level up. Battered effigy stops moving. There's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. That wasn't entertaining at all. Considering how long I've waited for such a moment, I am truly unsatisfied. She continues to talk, however the sound of her voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark on my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and burns to unconsciousness. The mark imprinted on your hand is your command seal. It is proof that you hold dominance over a servant. You can use it to give 3 orders that must be obeyed. Think of them as disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you lose it for some reason, you will die. Once again I hear that voice. I somehow managed to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations, you have endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while, you've achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but this is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. Hey! Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of your nerves and rashness. Thinking about it, the voice sounds like that of a 30-year-old man. It's really irritatingly smug. For some reason, I can see the owner of the voice as a priest dressed in a somber cassock. Oh, you are curious about my identity? I'm honored, but I am insignificant. I am merely part of the system. I am just a guy tasked with giving a standard message and given the personality of a prior participant. I am no more than words, no more than a mountain you just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record, so if I raise any objections to the voice, does it mean I won't receive any of my answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You have received a commendation, something about you having a light. I have no clue who would say such a thing about me, but that short phrase struck my heart because for some reason I knew the words were sincere. As far as I expect good things from you, it seemed like more like a command and encouragement. Now let us commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For most, the monotony of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond the accepted and progressed means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War, the right to exist. That is correct, and an object of great power once existed in the world, when it could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail, and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in, now is an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle where many magi will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, magi, had I not bestowed upon the earth desire, you'd be merely saints capable of committing sin. In a fight to the death, the fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest of desires. The voice reverberates throughout this hidden chapel as if it were the voice of a god. Kill, magi, Holy Grail, that grants wishes? These questions and more swirl inside of my head and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In war, a weapon is needed. That is your servant. There the spear that pierces, the shield that protects. A legendary soul whose purpose is to clear your way to the Grail. That is the one who stands beside you. I glance over to the young woman in red standing next to me who was looking up into the sky. She is my servant. Since you have decided, and with the decision as payment, I now open the gates to the Holy Grail War. The marks on my hand, my commensal, once again begin to feel excruciatingly painful. Well, that is so hard for me to say. It's over. I can't take it anymore. Timber! And Saber has no reaction. I reach the limits of my endurance and my mind starts down. As I lose consciousness, I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy enough for battle is the divine providence of man. Magi who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength. Yes, please, I would like to save my progress. Round 1, day 1, yay! We finally got into prologue, everybody! The wheel of fate is turning! Sorry, couldn't resist. Rebel 1! Let's go. Okay, first week. The first selection. combatants remaining. 128. Wonderful. Sky burns, houses collapsing in ruin, people fall to the ground, roads come to an end. The conflict started here with this, the world that will be restored. It is here that I alone had survived. Don't remember, never forget. Oblivion is salvation and sin, never forget. I was born from perdition. This must be a nightmare. This had to be somewhere. It could be anywhere. These events that occurred in the true memories of childhood. A torrent of blood flows, and the voices resonating with glitter resentment can be heard. Lives fade away without a thought. Friends, family, strangers, all gone. Soldiers with guns, families trying to hold together. A grotesque struggle to the last, until a gentle peace descends as death comes to claim them. I could not accept all I have seen. The question of why never left me. Even with the divide between conflict and catastrophe, why did such a tragedy occur? No more importantly, why has this world been turned into a hell on earth? Gentle rain begins to fall, all things once living fade away, leaving only one behind. Amidst the helplessness and despair, their souls' last feelings are of rage and regret. The rain wets their cheeks as their eyes close one last time, dying, forgotten, and alone. Saying this, I struggle to rise from the depths of death. I will not accept what I have been shown. If I can live again, I will definitely. There are no second chances, and before long, the rain has cleansed the scorched earth. Never forget. I was born from perdition. What that means, somehow please don't forget it. Seems I saw some sort of twisted, distorted dream. Now we're in the nurse's office. With that, I wake up in the nurse's office. I must have collapsed and was brought here. So was that world the effigy that blocked my way, and that servant all a dream as well? No, this nurse's office is far different than what I knew. It's similar, but off somehow. So you're finally awake. I guess there's no limits to feebleness after all. While you were unconscious, I had naught to do but stare at you while you slept. The overwhelming but unforgettable presence of someone suddenly appears beside my bed. What I think to be a valiant young man garbed in crimson is in fact a young woman. But as this being is not human, any normal conclusion based on gender or looks would be moot. But it's all for the best, as you have come to in time for the start of the Holy Grail War. Incidentally, you are fully aware of what the Holy Grail War entails, correct? Of course. Is that so? Then there's nothing for me to worry about. Now then, do you know what a servant is? Yes, of course. Wonderful! It is enough to know that those of the Saber class make the best servants. So then allow me to test your knowledge. I'm sure you know which class it belongs to, yes? Archer. Rider. That's a reference to the, I think, brief time when Saber was actually in the Rider class. Saber. Right. As a Saber class is the best of the servant classes, it's obvious that I'm a Saber. Yes, you have answered well. I can sense the promise of potential in you. Now then, from this time forward, you may refer to me as Saber. No honorifics are necessary. As you are my master, I will allow you to address me as an equal. Wait. That kind of contradicts there. Saber, her personality is going to be difficult to deal with, but she's definitely a worthy ally. Wait, if all servants are legendary souls, I wonder who Saber was in real life. My true name? I have nothing embarrassing to conceal, and I'd be happy to tell you. But it'd be disaster if an enemy were to learn my true identity from you. But if my name were to be known, it wouldn't affect my resolve or my approach to battle. I will share my name once I've learned a little more about you. but I understand you're uneasy at knowing nothing at all. Although I can't tell you my name, question not the truth of my words and ask for the Holy Grail. All I know is that it grants wishes and creates servants using famous figures from history. With you as Magus, and I as the mightiest of legendary souls by your side, the Holy Grail will be ours. For now, let the truth put your mind at ease, allow my sword to clear away all your doubts. With that, my servant disappears into the ether. However, I can feel their presence nearby. They must be staying out of sight when they're not needed, so their identity can't be compromised. But how their identity would be guessed just by their appearance is beyond me. Yeah, sometimes it can be kind of easy. Sakura! Ah, Kira! Finally awake. I'm so relieved. You don't seem to have any injuries, so feel free to leave when you feel like it. Also, all of your memories have been restored by the Seraph, so do not worry. Any Magi that seek the Holy Grail have their memories suppressed and are given those of a student. Only masters who manage to recover themselves are allowed to enter the main tournament. Now that you have regained your memories, please review them to make sure they're complete. Regain my memories? That's not right. Outside of my name, I can't recall anything of my past. I realized that everyone around me was forced to believe they were normal students. However, I cannot remember a single thing that happened to me before then. Your memories restoration failed? I cannot help you. I ain't Sakura Mato. I'm just a custodial AI. My complaints were totally ignored. It seems that she can't act beyond her programming. Oh, I should give this to you before I forget. Obtain portable terminal. She gives me some kind of portable terminal. I assume it's for getting messages and whatnot. As a participant, you should pay attention to any messages that appear on your terminal. Press triangle while in the arena to bring up the terminal menu. On the terminal menu, you can check on your servant's current condition by selecting the status menu option. You review the information you gathered on your opponent by choosing the matrix menu. You select the equip menu to change equipment and see what equipment you are currently using. Select the item menu, blah blah blah. And then system is the previous menu. Alrighty guys, I am going to call that a session. God, I love this game, and we are finally actually going to get into the meat of things. And we're going to get into the daily grind of the tournament starting the next session. I don't know when I'm going to be able to start recording that since I'm going to be busy for the next few days with work. But however, I'm going to try and start recording more probably on Tuesday or sometime next week, as I do also start school next week. So guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're enjoying this Let's Play so far. We're finally getting into the meat of things and finally getting out of that boring prologue. Ugh. So guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And see you guys later. Peace out.